Hi friends, UPSC prelims is coming. Many of you might be studying history, geography, polity. In that process, you will forget a paper, UPSC prelims paper 2, better known as CSAT. So what happens is that you focus so much on paper 1 sometimes that you attempt paper 2 directly in exam itself. And some questions are hard in that or a little tricky, and then you waste a lot of your time, nerves get on you, and you perform badly and fails in paper 2. Some of you even might be scoring very good marks in paper 1 but will fail in paper 2. So in this video I will try to give you some strategy for solving the DI and DS question, that is data interpretation and data sufficiency question. These will help you in UPSC prelims paper 2. So first discuss what has been the change in the pattern from 2015. For 2015, both paper 1 and paper 2 marks were calculated for predicting for having the cutoff marks. But since 2015, there has been change. Now the prelims, UPSC prelims, the qualifying depends on two factors. You have to qualify paper 2 and score marks equal to greater than cutoff for paper 1. And the criteria for qualifying paper 2 is 33% of the total marks. That is, you have to score greater than 66 marks out of 200. The total number of questions asked in paper 2 is 80. So approx 2.5 marks per question. And there is also negative marking of one third of the total marks. And the type of the question asked is basically four types of question are asked. Basic math, reading comprehension, logical reasoning, data interpretation. Generally, for an engineering background, this is easy portion because basic maths will constitute about 30%. So, but for a humanity percent, this reading comprehension, logical reasoning, and data interpretation is very important because using these 70%, they can easily qualify the paper 2. So let's see ahead. As you can see, the number of the DI and DS question has asked in different year. In 2016, approx 7 to 8 question has been asked. In 17, also 8 question. In 18, the number of question asked was very high from this section. As you can see, approx 16 question. This is because the data interpretation, there were many chart asked in 2018. 2019 again, 7 or 8 question has been asked from this section. So including comprehension, DIDS and logical reasoning, approx 70% of the question is asked, and if your accuracy this and if your accuracy is 70 to 80% in these, then you can easily score greater than 90 marks. So these topics are easy to understand, and with basic understanding and good concept, you can easily score good mark in this section and qualify paper 2 without putting much effort in the mathematical section. So let's see ahead. So there are some factors that has to be taken in consideration while preparing for this section. So the first factor is that DI is very calculation intensive portion. So it consists of a lot of tables, graphs, chart, and your task will be to analyze the data and come to a meaningful conclusion. So and second is you have to scan through the complete question first, because you should not jump into the conclusion because you might not need to do everything. You just have a small part will be asked from the question. Do not, as I said, do not calculate everything. Carefully read the question that follow the graph chart and then calculate the answer to only those whose answers are required. Remember, not all questions will require solving. Some could be solved only by applying some concept and no calculation will be required. These will require you to be very thorough with your concept of various quant topics as well as ability to comprehend the concept behind a particular question. Now coming to DS question, that is data sufficiency question. Data sufficiency question will require even more effort as it would require you to select an option that is enough to answer the question given. In data sufficiency, usually a question is followed by two or three statements. You need to determine whether any of the questions individually or together are required to find the answer. You're not required to do the calculation. You just have to check whether with the help of given data you can find the answer or not. So some of the tips I will be giving you that will be help you to score in better marks in data interpretation, data sufficiency question. So first, improve your calculation speed. Learn the quant formula of topic like average, percentage, fraction, speed, geometry, etc. by heart, and then you are required to work on your calculation speed so that you could compute the answer to simpler question in no time. You could also watch some YouTube videos to learn some fast calculation techniques so that you could save time in the exam and thereby solve greater number of questions. Remember, time is limited in the exam. It is advisable to learn tables, square root, cube root, and mug it up like mug up the lyrics of a film song. These will help you save a lot of time while solving quant sections. Like if there comes this cube root of 729, you should know it is 9 itself. While computing answers for DI and DS, use approximate figure to reduce the time taken to find the actual answer. Like it's in some of the options, you can see the variation will be of 500, like 1000, 1500, 2000, 2500 is the option. So while calculating, you can approximate 39 as 40 for easy calculation. Last thing, practice makes a man perfect. So now after all this done, practice a range of varied types of questions daily, which will make you feel comfortable in solving DI and DS type of questions. You can practice a vast array of questions of latest exam pattern through topic test. This will prepare you for those type of questions and also will enhance your speed and accuracy. There are many tests available in FT Plus also. You can just go through it, attempt those tests and see where you stand. In the last 2 3 months, you have to practice at least if you are not means doing any specific preparation for paper 2, practice 10 to 20 tests in the last 2 months. So in the exam, you are very comfortable by solving those questions. Now we will see a question of DS, that is data sufficiency, because it is more like logic involved. So here the question is, what is the speed of train? The first statement given is the time required to cross a tree is 5 seconds. Second statement is the time required to cross a platform length 1000 meter is 20 seconds. Remember, you don't have to calculate the speed of train. You just have to see whether using these two statements you can arrive at answer or not. So see the option. Statement 1 is alone sufficient, but statement 2 alone is not sufficient. And that means you can answer the question by only one only. Then statement 2 alone is sufficient, but statement 1 alone is not sufficient. So you can answer the question by statement 2 only. Third is both statements together are sufficient, but neither statement alone is sufficient. So you need both these statement 1 plus 2 to answer the question. And fourth is each statement alone is sufficient. Means you can answer the question by one only and also by two only. So let's see. Always read the options carefully because it can be tricky sometimes. Like in D, it can be neither of the statement is sufficient, something like that. So let's see. So assume the length of the train is L, speed is S. So the first statement is time required to cross a tree is 5 seconds. So assume the thickness of the tree is negligible in compared to length of train. So L by S is 5. Now if you can go second, The time required to cross a platform length 1000 meter is 20 seconds. So length of the train plus 1000 meter divided by speed is 20 seconds. So as you can see, there are two statements, two variables. You cannot answer the first, calculate the speed of train using only the first statement, or you cannot calculate the speed of train using the second statement. You need both these statements to calculate the speed of the train. Two equation, two variable. So you need both the equation to calculate the speed of the train. So what will the answer? Both statements together are sufficient, but neither statement alone is sufficient. You need both the statement to solve the answer. You do not have to calculate what is the speed of the train. It's sufficient. So, okay, friends, thank you. Stay healthy, stay safe, and best of luck for you.